Kevin Punter's going to try to break it down. He's from deep. Kevin Punter over the top of Yabusele.
So that's how we start EuroLeague playoffs. Wow. A game winner, questionable calls, some amazing blocks, and high-quality basketball overall. Kevin Punter showed he's just as cold as Damian Lillard, while Zeljko Obradovic prepared an amazing game plan to expose Madrid's weaknesses. Real had their own answers as they pressured Partizan in certain areas for all 40 minutes, so let's get over the main factors from the amazing start of this series. The biggest, quite literally, question for Partizan was how to take advantage of Tavares standing in the middle. It was obvious they would start with Smilagic, just like they did in last game in Belgrade, but I don't think even Zeljko expected results like this. In only 11 minutes on the court, he had the highest plus-minus rating of all. Partizan outscored Real by 16 points during that span. Smilagic pops, Avramovic cuts taking away the potential help, and it's the first of 3 frees for Allen. Madrid were counting on the help from others, but Partizan always found answers. Here only Hezonja could help, but Smilagic could even hit the cutting Trifunovic. It's a great contest from Tavares as well, but the center is feeling it right from the start. Don't change what's working is the motto of many coaches. It's a usual handoff into pick and roll for Punter, but they actually want to play a rescreen. See Trifunovic here cutting back door, but that opens up the whole side of the court for Smilagic to pop, and it's an early 14-6 lead for the guests.
Time, can he do it again? As he looks at his bench.
However, Serbian picked up 2 quick fouls, and it was time for the much-awaited Lazor-Tavares matchup. And it's stunning how the game changed. Without the shooting at the center spot, Real went on a 10-2 run with Tavares influencing mid-range attempts much more. Plus, Partizan weren't creating the looks as easily as before, with Madrid's perimeter defenders fighting hard over screens and contesting from behind as well. After that, Madrid's scoring came from Gabriel Deck. He dominated in both regular season matchups as Partizan doesn't simply have a proper defender to mark him. After Madrid scored only 6 points in the first 5 minutes, it all changed when Deck was moved to small forward with Yabusele at the 4. It created matchup problems with Punter or Nunnally trying to guard him. Every time they left him to go to work one-on-one in the post, it was either a score or a foul, with Deck shooting 11 free throws in game 1. Here against Avramovic, Lazor goes to double, rotation isn't ready, and it's a dunk for Tavares.
Walter Tavares.
It will be interesting to see if Obradovic adjusts something for the upcoming games. Zahlide also had a plus 16 plus-minus rating, meaning that without him at the power forward spot, Partizan struggled. It is clear why. Papapetru tried guarding Yabusele in the post, with Chus Mateo logically putting pressure there by simply isolating the Frenchman. Twice in a row, he overpowered the Greek, who was a minus 15 in 6 minutes played. Game of run continued, and it was Partizan's turn to respond. This time, with Smilagic on the bench, they did it with their defense. Musa and Hezonja struggled in the first half, forcing shots they shouldn't have taken, as well as barricading into an opponent 3 times. Dante Exum was fantastic in taking these charges, and he did it by knowing what Madrid was about to play. Here it is this handoff action where Musa sometimes tries to attack by himself. Enter Kevin Punter to the party. He got his rhythm with some freebies at the line early and did most of his damage in 2 spurts. One in the first half and one at the very end. Partizan here again are trying to attack Tavares, Chacho cuts under on handoff, Lazor turns around to repick, and I'm not sure Punter sees the rim here, but he's that good. Next play down, it's time for a guard-to-guard slip action. Usually it's Exum who tries to go downhill here, but Rudy is on point defensively, keeping distance and closing right. But with Punter passing close, they miscommunicate on the switch, Lazor cuts the direct line for Hezonja, and with this much space, it's harder to expect Punter to miss. Partizan then get out in transition. It's a 4-on-3 situation here, and with no fouls to give, it's Kevin Punter Troika time in Madrid.
Out to Punter, you kidding me? That's right, it's another one, fellas.
After the break, Smilagic once again got the better of Tavares in a pick-and-pop situation. Can we expect Chus Mateo to make some adjustments here in the upcoming games? Anyway, the Giants center left the court due to knee injury, and it completely changed the story of the game. Anthony Randolph came in, and Smilagic immediately tasted some of his own medicine after he helped in the paint, just like Tavares does. Tavares going down meant both teams could start switching now. Real for a second took advantage of it. First, Lazor falls asleep defending off the ball, a known habit for centers that are used to protecting everybody else at the cost of leaving their man open. On the next play, Madrid's possession is stuck with 3 seconds remaining. Musa has the ball and Partizan make an error here. Nunnally leaves the ball handler with so little time on the clock, thinking Lazor will step up, but Musa is smarter. He simply pulls up from a meter behind the line and Zeljko Obradovic calls timeout after 23 seconds in the fourth quarter. If Kevin Punter didn't hit that last shot, we would have been talking about a fantastic game from Gabriel Deck. And you can be sure he will be the biggest Partizan headache going forward. Here Deck sees a new defender on him, Zach Lidey. He's definitely stronger than Nunnally or Punter, but Deck shows he can do all things on the court. Knocks down a free with Lidey giving him the shot. Lidey gets subbed out quickly and it's time for Trifunovic to go to school. I wonder how Zeljko will solve this problem going forward in the series because the Argentinian is simply bullying his opponents until the rim. With less than 6 minutes to go, he sees Lidey again on him and with few seconds on the clock, he's left with no other option than to pull up. The American might be stronger and better suited to guard Deck in the post, but he's definitely not as quick to contain Deck's drives. First, the forward scores with 3 minutes to go and then gives Madrid the lead with 21 seconds to go, using the combination of speed and strength to make this tough basket.
There's a foul and an and one.
However, when it mattered the most, it was all about Kevin Punter. It wasn't all beautiful though. First of all, he gets away with an obvious offensive foul against Musa, intentionally shouldering him at the start of the possession, which creates a 5-on-4 for Partizan, and it ends with Punter hitting a 3+1. On defense, we see Musa Punter round 2. All game long, Madrid tried to target Punter on defense, and as Musa rises up for a three-pointer here, he kicks out his right leg and the refs call it a foul on him. That's a great call actually, but unfortunately for Madrid, not only it is Partizan's ball, but they also get 2 free throws. Sergio Llull is confused, Just Mateo is confused, but the rule is that once the ball leaves his hand, it is not an offensive foul anymore and the Serbians are in bonus. After Deck's 3-point play that we saw before, Partizan need another miracle from Punter. They get the switch they want with Yabusele on Kevin, and if no double comes here, it all depends on Punter. He can get off this shot going left all day, every day, and this time it steals Madrid's home court advantage.
Try to break it down. He's from deep. Kevin Punter over the top of Yabusele.
Oh, and it's not the first time in the EuroLeague Punter hit a tough pull-up three going left. I know this might be disturbing for Partizan fans, but that's him doing the same shot against us 3 years ago. So what happens next? After losing home court advantage, it's up for Just Mateo to respond. How will they try to make life harder for Punter? What to do with Smailagic pick and pops? Partizan have their own questions and the biggest one is Deck, but they have achieved what they were supposed to, get at least one win in Madrid. Stark Arena will be going crazy and Madrid has to be better if they want to keep this series alive. Let me know your thoughts about this series so far, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.